Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 26th. It is 6:17 right now. Market's going to open in about 13 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. Looks good. Move our things over here. All right, perfect. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium, and we should be good to go. Perfect. All right, so we'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. And we will get started shortly. All right, morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 26th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Johnny. Morning, Kenny. Morning, CJ. Morning, Daniel. Morning, everybody. All right, so we'll get a few more moments for people to continue making their way in. And then I'll start marking up liquidity shortly. Let's see what we got over here. Social media. All right, guys, cool. Cameron, so let's get these profits for my birthday. Yeah, definitely. Happy birthday, Cameron. Yeah, so happy birthday, Cameron, over here. One of our members in the group. It's his birthday today. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Looks like majority of you guys are here so far. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity. Again, guys, if you guys have questions regarding the strategies, I'm probably not going to be able to answer your questions during these live sessions. We're going to be focusing mainly on trading. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer them later when I have free time at the end. Otherwise, always feel free to revert back to the course because you should be able to find anything there. And if not, you'll be able to find everything current in the most recent mentoring sessions. So I'll give another reminder right before market opens, but for the most part, our main focus here is going to be on trading, not necessarily answering questions or explaining the strategies. We're just going to be trading. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing during these live sessions here. So, all right, markup liquidity over here using my high-low indicator. That looks good. 4 hour. 2 hour. 1 hour. There's a lot of liquidity here that hasn't really been established yet. So, I mean, we'll see how this looks when market opens, because there wasn't really much movement yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, there's a lot of sideways movement. So some of these areas of liquidity are not going to be very strong necessarily. So we don't really have many low-level liquidities here. There are a lot of, I mean, they're just from the higher time frames. All right, so I pretty much marked up all liquidity right here. So looks like the closest level of liquidity is going to be up top. I mean, there's liquidity down here too. Liquidity down here, it's about 1,000 pips away. And then liquidity up top is about 1,000 pips too. So both levels of liquidity are pretty far from current price. The level up here is about 1,000 pips away. And the level down below is also 1,000 pips away. ATR right now is currently 6 points, not very strong. It should probably pick up when market opens, but right now it's very flat. So with that said, I don't know if this liquidity will even get hit until later today. It's probably not going to get hit on open, but eventually it'll get to that point. So we'll continue following this as market opens, but right now there's just no level of liquidity for us to really follow at the moment. Other than that, let's see. There's no buy signal yet, so there's no 1 hour entries that came up today so far. Here is the overall charts. So looking over here at the overall charts, looks like the shorter time frames are currently bearish. You can see over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10-minute time frames, prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. So we have a bearish trend here on the short term. Looking over here on the long term, it looks more of a bearish neutral bias. So the 30-minute over here is bearish, prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. 1 hour over here is also turning bearish. It's below the pivots. The trend meter just turned red and the pivots are starting to angle down. And the 4 hour over here is still bullish. So with that said, we have bearish bias with regard to short-term technicals, bearish neutral for long-term. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 80% short. So I think price will probably continue pushing up today. Might not happen immediately, but eventually it's going to keep pushing up. It's very high right now. This indicates that 80% of retail traders are currently selling. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy, of course. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently down 113 points. So with that said, we have a pretty mixed, overall bias for today. So let me go ahead and mark that up over here. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment was bullish, 80% short. Fundamental bias, bearish, negative 100 points. Short-term technicals, bearish. Long-term technicals, bearish neutral. So we got a pretty mixed market today. I mean, we'll see what happens when market opens. We have news at 7 o'clock, I believe. I'll go ahead and let me go and stuff over here. All right, so we have news this morning too, which is we got news at 7 o'clock. It's new home sales and crude oil inventories at 7:30. So yeah, we got news at 7:30. And then we had news pre-market as well. News right there at 7. news at 7:30. Then we have some pre-market news at 4 and 4:45. So I think PC was asking the group, well, what caused the move at 4:30? There was a lot of news that came up around that time. There's news over here at 4:30, that big green candle. Then also there's news over here at 4:45. All right, let's see what's here so far. Morning, James. Morning, Stern. Morning, Casey. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Morning, Kevin. All right, guys. So, morning, Rashida. It looks like pretty much majority of you guys are here. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Pretty much got everything marked up. Here's a clean chart over here. I'm going to mark up 6:30. So we have opening time right there and 8 o'clock. So here's our clean chart. We'll see what happens when market opens. As you guys can see, overall bias is pretty mixed for today. Retail sentiment is 80% short. So I think this drop to the downside is just a fake out. I think this is going to be temporary, and then eventually price is going to swing all the way back up. So with that said, I mean, we'll see what happens when the market opens. We have a couple of news events over here at 7:30, 7 o'clock. Medium impact, low impact. We'll see how this pushes price when market opens in the next 30 seconds. All right, we got 20 seconds till market open. Let's see where this ends up taking us. Market is opening in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open, guys. There goes market open right there. And go ahead and mark up opening price. There. All right, so there goes market open. You can see price is pushing right back up to where it needs to be. It's basically stopping a lot of people out, but probably be careful. I wouldn't chase the move. At least not until the market is stabilized a bit. All right, the ATR is still very low. It's currently at, well, it was at 4. It's now at 9. Price is pushing up. Again, as I mentioned before, guys, we want ATR to be above 15. Above 15 is going to be solid for us. You can see there that big push to the upside. Again, I wouldn't really recommend chasing it, guys, because the movement is actually really slow. It looks like it's moving fast, but it's really just moving pretty slow right now. The ATR is starting to pick up. It's at 10 right now. So the average true range is still kind of low. Hey, Shannon, how's it going? Good morning. All right, so market is now open. We'll see where price ends up going from here. Overall bias for today, retail sentiment's currently 80% short bullish. Fundamentals are bearish. Short-term technicals they might be shifting now. So they were bearish, but you can see that price is pushing above now. So this might shift back to bullish soon. Price is pushing. It looks like pretty much it just wiped out all the liquidity right here. You can see all the liquidity that was down here. It just wiped everybody out. And now it's continuing to push up higher. I wouldn't necessarily chase it though. It's a pretty big gamble if you guys are going to chase this trade here. The ATR is picking up. It's now at 13, so it's starting to look good. Yeah, the ATR this is way faster than it was yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, it was like 9 the entire session. It's picking up pretty nicely. It's currently at 14 now. It's pretty much just wiping out all the sellers right here. That's crazy how far it's pushing up. You guys see how far it pushed up right there? I definitely wouldn't chase this right now, guys, because this is overextended now at this point. Pushed up about 1,000 pips. It literally just wiped out all the sellers. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. The crazy thing is that a lot of these sellers are still holding. It just pushed up 1,000 pips and these sellers are still holding onto their position. That's crazy. It went up 1% from yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Rashida said the OG breakout. Yeah, if you guys know the original breakout strategy, this was a buy signal right here is a strong green candle. This is a strategy that Kenny likes to apply. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny took the trade. And look who showed profit, Kenny. I just said I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny took the trade. He took the OG breakout right there. Total profit of 3,000. Nice work, Kenny. Yeah, solid work right there. You got Chrissy over here. She took the breakout as well. 393. Nice work, Chrissy. Yeah, if you guys have profits to post off that entry there, I mean, feel free to send them in. A lot of the older members know this strategy. We've been trading live for a long time now, so this is one of the original strategies that we used to apply way back in the day. And we kind of knew price was going to go up because the retail sentiment was so strong for a buy. So, when it's above like 65 to 70%, that's good. 80% is like crazy good, but I'm not in the market to take risky trades like that anymore. I used to take risky trades like that, but not so much anymore. I'm mostly looking for stability in the market. So I'm looking to take like one or two quality trades versus, maybe one risky trade and a couple quality trades. So yeah, if you guys took that trade there, nice work. Looks like Talanji here caught it as well. So Kenneth took it, Talanji caught it. Great work, guys. Yeah, some more profits over here. Kenneth took it as well. Total profit of 675 on his Top Step account. We got Johnny over here, total profit of 756. Nice work right there, Johnny. We have Delicia over here, total profit of 322. Yeah, looks like a lot of you guys took the breakout. I didn't even mention that there was a breakout there, but a lot of you guys know the strategy, so you guys still took it. David over here as well took it for 92.50 for the day. Nice work, David. And Patricia over here as well, total profit of 4,760 for the day. Got Vincent over here as well, total profit of 1,084. All right, solid work, guys. Yes, you guys did pretty good if you guys took that breakout. I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count it, of course. Just wanted to show you guys that entry that was there. So price is back up. We now just have to wait for the market to stabilize here a bit. ATR is looking nice. It's up 17 points now. So we do have that volatility that we're looking for. So we're now just looking for an entry here, if possible, to push through. So the first level of liquidity here just got hit, guys. If anyone was chasing it or grabbed it. Yeah, if you went for 100 pips, first level of liquidity just got hit right there. So if you guys got in late, I mean, I mark up liquidity every morning. So liquidity was marked up there already before market open. This was one of the, I think the 1 hour or 4 hour liquidity. This right here took it. So CJ took that full TP. Daniel caught that as well, full TP. And Maria also caught that trade right there. So if you guys are following the liquidity push, this was the liquidity push on open. Full TP on that right there. Again, I didn't take the trade, so I'm not counting it as a win for me. I'm only counting trades that I take myself. So even though the trades did hit, the original breakout hit full TP over here, plus the liquidity push here hit TP. I mean, pretty much all the entries here have been hitting TP. I'm not going to count any of these trades because I haven't taken them myself. Again, I'm only taking trades that I'm taking. I want to be 100% transparent with you guys. So I'm not going to be counting trades that I'm not actually taking myself. So. All right, price is still pushing up a little bit right here. There was actually an entry right here for a momentum pullback scalp. There's a retracement right here. Entry would happen right here at the 90 mark. I didn't take it because obviously price is overextended right here, but that would have been an entry for a momentum pullback scalp. Right there off that momentum. So I'm looking for possible entries over here on the 5 minute. The 1 minute, that momentum scalp has already been hit. So basically got to wait for the next one. All right. So liquidity push here hit for full TP, guys. If you guys went for the full, or actually it's still running for the full 300. I mean, it's kind of hectic because it's overextended, but it looks like it's probably going to hit. The 100 hit, 300 didn't hit yet, still running currently. I'd probably look for, or I'm looking for a retracement here. So the 1 minute, I can't use the 1 minute for any momentum pullback scalps because it's already overextended at this point. And we've already used this momentum signal. So I'm only going for one entry per momentum signal. The next entry here that I would look for would be right here on the 5 minute. So I'm looking for either a sell signal right here on the 1 minute so that I can confirm the retracement. And then once we get a buy signal, I'll look for the next 1 minute entry here. However, for the 5 minute over here, I'll be looking for retracement here as well, because we can take multiple ones per momentum on the 5 minute. However, on the 1 minute, we're only taking one per momentum. So there's no entries here on the 1 minute that we can take right now because we need a sell signal first to reset the setup. And the 5 minute over here, I need price to actually push up a little further, close, and then retrace down. All right, so for example, over here, looking for this here to close, and then I'm looking for a retracement momentum signal. The problem with this here is that as we wait for that, we have news coming up at 7. So it's going to be a little bit of an issue. We need a red candle here to close on the 5 minute. If it does close, then I'll think about whether I want to take a trade or not, because we do have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. It's a little bit too hectic for us to enter something right now, specifically because the news event could be highly detrimental to the position. Kenneth said he took the second liquidity for 100 pips and he thinks he is done for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth, if you're good, then just wrap it up. You know, if you took the second one over here. So Kenneth said he took the second level of liquidity right there for 100 pips. So there's 2 entries right here. There's one right there and another one that happened right here. Whichever one you guys took, looks like they both hit TP. So if you're happy with it, Kenneth, just wrap it up. There's no need to keep trading if you've you've made your profit, which obviously you did already. So there's no other levels of liquidity that are nearby right now. Let's see. Yeah, the next level of liquidity is going to be up here. It's not super far out, but it's about another 1,000 pips away. So maybe after the retracement, price will continue pushing up and then reach that next level over there. All right, we got the sell signal over here. So we got the sell signal over here. We now need a buy signal to confirm the continuation. So we're looking for a buy signal here, and we're looking for a red candle here to close on the 5 minute. Let's see, the ACR over here is currently 24. This candle still has about like 2 minutes left on it, so it still has some time until it ends up closing. The only problem is that we're really close to news, guys. It's 6:42 right now. News is at 7 o'clock, so we're about like 15 minutes away from news. So if this entry does come up, I'll probably only take it for like 100 pips because it's just we don't have enough time for it to reach its full potential before news happens. That that spike might happen when news comes out, and then it might not move in our favor. So we got 2 minutes left on this candle right here for the 5 minute. We still don't have a buy signal here on the 1 minute. We have a pending buy signal right here. So let's see. All right, if we don't get a red candle here, there's not going to be an entry for the 5. If we get a buy signal over here, then we have to wait for the retracement, but then it's cutting it a little too close to the news candle over here. So let's see. I mean, the two things to look out for would be either a buy signal here or a red candle. So one or the other. We got about 13 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. We'll see if it ends up closing with a buy signal. I don't know if it'll close, but we'll see. No buy signal there. So nothing here after 1 minute. We have about 50 seconds left on this 5 minute candle. I don't know if we'll get a red candle here or not. The entry might be like right here if it closes red. So for this right here, guys, I'm probably only going to go for 100 pips because probably only going to go for 100 pips because we have news coming up so close within the next 15 minutes. And if anything, I'll probably just cancel it as well if it ends up getting too close. All right, this is too close. The entry, okay. The entry is still technically down here. Fuck. I don't know what's up with trading view. I don't know if it's filling my order or not. It's like pending right now. I don't even know if I'm in the position or if I have a pending position waiting right there. I try to cancel it, but let me see if I can pull it up on my screen. So I don't think I'm in the position, guys, because it didn't make a noise. So I actually didn't get into the position right there. Let me see if I can do it on my FTMO at least. So I was only going for 100. Let me check my trade evade real quick. Man, this is kind of annoying. I hate how this happens with the trade evade. I don't think I got into the position. Wait, okay, it says place. I didn't plan on ordering the position, guys. All right, so I guess I'm in the position right now. It only filled 8 contracts, so it's like a 1% risk, I think, or less. Off the 5 minute over here. If we get close to the news candle, guys, I'm gonna have to pull out. Looks like it's gonna hit TP right there anyways. Or actually, my TP should be right here. All right, so it should have hit TP, guys. If you guys didn't pull out, I'm still stuck in the position over here on my top step, but I'm already out on my FTMO. I'm probably going to close out of this early because my TP was set too far out. So the trade already hit on my FTMO, guys, because I only went for 100 pips. It's too close to news candle. I want to get out before we get to that point. I'll have to wait a little bit for this here to actually. And this thing's moving around too much. All right, so I need to get out of this position right here. I'm already out on my FTMO, ready to hit my TP. Try to pull out right here if I can.
Orders filled. Orders filled.
All right, I'm out. So it already hit the TP right there, guys, for 100 pips. Man, this thing's super annoying. So I'm still having issues with trading view here, guys. You guys saw how I put in my order. I canceled it, and then it came up like super later. It's kind of dangerous to be trading like that. So I'll let you guys know if I'm in the position or not, because the lag on that was just crazy. Yeah, Natasha said it just happened to her too. I don't know if anybody else is having issues with I might have to just log back in. I'm going to do that again. My trade evade just glitched like crazy. I hit my TPs, so obviously good, but that was kind of nerve-wracking because I wasn't even sure if I tried to cancel my position and it still filled it, even though it hit CP. I mean, I knew the trade was going to hit. The only thing is that I wasn't sure if it was going to close out properly. Let me go and just log out of my account real quick. And then let me log back in. All right. Kind of annoying, but yeah, so if I held it to the full TP, it looks like it would have, yeah, it would have, I just lost out on a lot of profit there, but it's all good. I would have made like more, like about double profit if I held on to it, but it's okay. So let me take a screenshot of my profits for the day. There's a lot of slippage on my FTMO too. So I'll take a screenshot of my profits for the day and for the week so far. All right, so we'll keep following this. I mean, the news isn't coming up just yet. We have about 10 minutes till news. We'll keep following it, but I'm already out of the position. So I'll just take I'll post up my screenshot of my profits right here. So those are all my accounts right there, my individual accounts for FTMO and MFF. I was able to enter it manually on my FTMO and MFF, but my top step, it was like super lagged. I'm just taking the individual screenshots of my profits off that trade. Looks like a lot of you guys here took it with me. You guys made profit on it. So I'll take a look at everybody's entries as well. If you guys have profits to post and share, feel free to send them in. It was a quick entry in and out for 100 pips right there. It's too close to news, so I didn't want to hold it for the full move, but I would have made a lot more if I did. It's all good though. Okay. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of the trade here. I only went for 100 pips, so that's all I'm going to count. I'm not going to count the full move, obviously. So the move happened right there and went straight to full TP on open, or on the open of the trade. I'm going to take a screenshot of my top step as well. That's crazy. The slippage on the top step was even worse. Well, not really the slippage. I just realized I closed out of that one super early. Okay, so here are the profits from that trade. The trade's still technically running if anybody's still in it. The only thing is that we have news coming up right here in about 8 minutes. So I wouldn't necessarily hold on to that position at all. So this is a trade that I took right here. Here is my main account with the green strip. This is my FTMO number 1 account, total profit of 2,440 for the day. Straight full TP on that one. Here is my FTMO number 2 account, total profit of 1,840. Here's my MFF 670, my MFF number 2 670, my MFF number 3 670, and then my top step here, total profit of 200. I had to close out of this one early because my TP wasn't set properly. I did hit my TP, but I just realized that my TP was super far out, so I wasn't able to close out when I needed to. I was supposed to lock in about 1,000 off this trade, off Top Step, but it's okay. Some profits better than no profit, so it's all good. We have news coming up right here, and once news passes, we'll start looking for some more entries. We just don't have anything right now. So it's just going to be a matter of time until we look for our next entry here. All right, let's see. Vince said a V1 hit at 647. So 647. Right there, yeah. So Vince is talking about this V1 variation that came up right here. You could use the ATR for this too, Vince. If you use the ATR for this right here, so entry would have happened right there for that double body, hitting momentum. You do 1717. You let that trade run, full TP. You make more than your average 100 pips. So you guys can use ATR for like pretty much any of the strategies to make them a one-to-one. And then Vince had another one right here at 653. It's really close to the news price, so I probably wouldn't mess with it. But yeah, Vince is right. There's one here. If you use the original TP stop loss, 100 300 would have hit TP right there. The ATR was 15, so I mean you probably could have held on to it for longer. Still running, but there's news right now, so I wouldn't really mess with it. Yeah, Daniel said gamble for sure. It's way too close to news, guys. News is right here at 7 o'clock. It's 6:55, about 5 minutes till news. I wouldn't be in any positions right now. If you guys are still in any positions, I would have closed it out with profit as you got closer to news. I tried to warn you guys earlier. That's the reason why I only went for 100 pips for that first trade, because price starts to move kind of funky once you get closer to news right here. So yeah, Daniel's Vince said, he said F it. Yeah, Williams said just took the 653 close out early for some profit. It's amazing how these strategies hit. I've been here for 2 months and this is a game changer. Yeah, definitely, William. I mean, it's not really too difficult. Like my strategies are very simple. It's really just following directions. If you guys can follow directions, you guys would have no problem being consistently profitable here. All right, so we got that news pre-news movement right there. Huge candle. Price is just moving prior to news right here at 7 o'clock. So we'll see how this moves around. And then from there, once news passes, we'll try to catch one entry. If not, we'll wait for this news event to pass too. And then from there, we'll start looking for another entry as we get closer to 8 o'clock. But for the most part, it looks like you guys are doing pretty good so far. Let's take a look at everyone else's profits here. So you guys saw my profits right there. We've got Maria over here. Maria said, done for the day. I have a rule of 3 trades per day. Pre-market, I was trying to set pending orders in the zones of liquidity push. And here's Maria's profits for the day. So nice work right here, Maria. You did great. Maria's problem is over trading and not letting the trade run to TP, right? So right here, Maria let her trades run. Total profit of 267 for the day. So nice work right there, Maria. And then you can see over here on her FTMO, she has an 88% consistency. That's really good, right? You'll see a lot of people, their consistency is down here because they have a bunch of losses and maybe like 1 win. But she has a very high win rate. She's very consistent. She sticks to her game plan. She's at 88%. This is really good, Maria. So Maria's doing really good, staying consistent with her game plan and just applying her strategy same time over and over and over again. So nice work right there, Maria. Other than that, let's see what else I've got over here. We got a couple other people here who posted their profits. So here's Delicia. She said manually closed, got into the first position too early, then took the second one with correct entry, and she hit her TP right there. So total profit of 561 on Delicia's account, all wins. Nice work, Delicia. We got Chow over here. Chow said trading view was messing up, so he had to exit early. He was in that position with us. Total profit of 600. Nice work, Chow. All right, so it looks like a lot of you guys here took that position with me. Some of you guys had to pull out early, just like I did, but for the most part, you guys did pretty solid. Here's Vincent over here. Vincent locked in a total profit of 535 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Vincent. Yeah, Vincent said his challenge hit 1%. These hit on trading view, so he had to get out manually, and then he got in the second one late. So it's all good. You locked in profit on both of those trades, Vincent. You pulled out when you needed to. You didn't get greedy there. Total profit of 535 for the day. So that's pretty solid. 1% is good, guys. If you guys can lock in 1% a day on your account, that's better than majority of people out there, right? A lot of people don't even lock in 1% a month. If you're doing 1% a day or even a week consistently, you're above the game. So we got Maddie over here as well. Maddie locked in a total profit of 1,500 on his Top Step account. Nice work, Maddie. And then here's Maddie's first FTMO account, 168. And then here goes Maddie's second FTMO account, total profit of 108. Nice work, Maddie. We have Andreas over here. He said he didn't hit his TP, so we had to pull out manually. Total profit of 60 for the day. It's all good, Andreas. It happens. But good thing you pulled out with profit rather than getting greedy and holding on to it longer than you needed to. We have Natasha over here, total profit of 223 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. So these are all the profits from that last trade we took. I still haven't covered everybody. Here's Shiv. Shiv said you're sick, bro, period. 2 entries right here, total profit of 702 for the day. Nice work, Shiv. Man, Shiv's killing him. Shiv just joined us. So Shiv has been part of the group for years now. If you guys remember Shiv, he was part of the group like probably like 5, 6, maybe more years ago when we first started the group. He took a break, came back. This is his first week back, and he's killing it. He came back, learned these strategies over the weekend, and now he's killing it. Today he made 702. Yesterday he made 112. The day before that he made 158. So you guys can see, people who haven't traded with us, like Shiv doesn't know any of these strategies. He learned them over the weekend. He put in the work, watched the videos, learned them. Today he's up like 702. So he's making his money's worth. Here's Dejan as well. Total profit of 970 for the day, full TP. Nice work, Dejan. Yeah, solid work on letting that run to your full TP. I know a lot of people here didn't have that opportunity, but glad to see a lot of you guys there letting that run. So here's a news candle right here at 7 o'clock, guys. I'm going to go ahead and mark up news price right there. Clean that up. Right, so we didn't really get a crazy movement here based off news. I mean, the candles prior to it moved a little bit more than I thought, but it's all good. We'll keep watching for any possible opportunities here. All right, so price is starting to shift down a little bit. If this is the case, we just have to wait for another direction to be established. There's no direction right now, so we can't take any momentum pullback scalps. So we're just pretty much waiting right now for direction to be set. Here's the clean chart. Let me go ahead and turn on my high-low indicator. Go on market structure here now. All right, so this is pretty much the structure that price is moving right now. It's in this range right here. So this is the range that price is currently moving in. If anything, if price continues to drop lower, target price point is going to be opening price down here. You guys know that already. Blue line down there. This is opening price. I mean, we'll see if price makes it down that far. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. I mean, it doesn't really matter to us. Wherever price wants to go, we'll follow. But right now, there's no direction. So as you can see over here, price is starting to shift to the downside, but it's not really confirmed yet. I mean, it's trying to shift to the downside. Since we have this downtime right here, let's go ahead and review the overall bias and let's see if anything here has changed. So retail sentiment over here is still 80% short, which is pretty crazy in my opinion. Price pushed up like 1,000, almost 2,000 pips. And a lot of these sellers, they're diamond holding it, right? They're just holding on to it and they're hoping that price will come back down. I don't think price is going to come down. I think price is just going to keep going up and it's going to keep stopping all those people out. So retail sentiment right now has not changed. So for the day, it's changed 3% more. There's been more sellers here, about 3%, or actually 3% on the long side. So it was last night, it was 77% short, and now it's 80% short. So there's a lot more people on the long side. It was 77% short, and then now more people shifted to the sell side. So there's more sellers here right now. Looking over here at the fundamentals are pretty much, they've wiped each other out. So they're back to neutral. So let's put this at 30. This is now neutral. Short-term technicals, we'll just say neutral as well. Long-term technicals, neutral as well. This price is starting to shift up. So there really isn't much of a bias here, which is completely fine with us. I mean, I don't care if there's a bias or not, because we're just trading the direction of price, wherever price wants to go. The thing here is that we know price is probably going to keep pushing up. The reason for that is because of the retail sentiment. So if that's the case, we'll keep looking for some bias here. If not, then, I mean, the market will have to tell us. Like we'll have to see it in the market. We have another news event over here at 7:30. It's a low impact news event. But we'll see where that ends up going. You guys can see over here at the ATR. The ATR is starting to die down. It's currently at 15 right now. So the market volatility is starting to die down a lot. This ATR has been a game changer for us because it's allowing us to know when to trade and when not to trade. Right now is obviously not a good time to trade. There's no market volatility. Price is just going sideways, and there's also no direction. So we're waiting for direction. And then once we get direction, we want to make sure that the volatility is actually moving. So we got some more profits over here from Kenny. Kenny took a sell earlier right here, total profit of 3,440 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Kenny has all wins. Pretty much been killing it all morning. So great work right there, Kenny. And guys, I'm giving Kenny a shout out here. I know a lot of you guys, or not a lot of you guys, but a lot of people in the past have tried to hit up Kenny and ask him what he's doing. Kenny is not really going to be able to explain to you what he's doing, guys. I just want to give you guys a heads up before you guys try to hit up Kenny. Because Kenny, every time someone asks Kenny a question, Kenny will ask me a question and ask me to explain it for him. So I already know what Kenny's doing because he's been part of the group for years now. I know he took a breakouts over here. And for this entry at 701, it looks like he took the swing back to the downside over here. I don't know if he took a different type of entry, but if you ask Kenny, he can see things when he's trading, but he's not really good at explaining it. So just give you guys a heads up if you guys try to ask him, what he's doing. It's not that he's hiding anything from me. He just really doesn't know. Yeah, Kenny said, I don't know, I just do. Yeah, Kenny could see things in the market because he just listens to my analysis. And then if I say price is going down or I say price is going up, then he'll take certain trades here and there. But he doesn't necessarily know how to explain his thought process. So just a heads up, because I know some of you guys are probably going to want to ask Kenny what he's doing. It's happened a lot of times in the past. So just want to give you guys a heads up there before you ask him. All right, so nice work, Kenny. Other than that, there's nothing for us to take here right now. We currently have a bullish momentum signal that's pending right here on the 1 minute. The thing with this here is that, yeah, Kenny said, I'm not a smart man, but I know what trading is. Kenny knows what he's doing when it comes to these charts. All right, so we have a pending buy signal over here on the 1 minute. There's still no direction yet. There's no confirmation of direction. But if this is the case, and this is good because we can start looking for possible entry, especially if we get a buy signal over here on the 5 minute. So we need a buy signal here on the 5. We also need a buy signal here on the 1. The only thing we'll have to be worried about is going to be news over here at 7:30. But hopefully we could maybe get at least one entry, before we get to that point. 7:08 right now. So we still have like 20 minutes until news. So we still have opportunity for entry here. All right, we have a pending buy signal here, still hasn't closed. Yeah, Williams said just broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2. Yeah, so it looks like it might be continuing up right now. I mean, we already know direction is probably going to be bullish because of retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is going to be the leading indicator for us, or leading confluence for us, because the fundamentals are changing too often and the technicals here are starting to shift to the upside. They just haven't confirmed yet, but they are shifting to the upside. All right, so still no buy signal over here on the 5. Since we don't have a buy signal here on the 5, we'll just focus on the 1 minute for now. All right, we have a buy signal right here, but we need price to push above this area. It's too close right now. It's an invalid signal. We just need price to actually push in a direction. So we need price to do something like this. I need price to push up, retrace, and continue. If we get something like that, then we can take the entry right here and then ride this up for 100 pips or so. But until we get that, there's no opportunity for entry yet. We need price to actually push up because there's no confirmed direction. I mean, price is bullish here with regard to the trend. The trend meter is blue right now, but it's going to turn green if price does push up. So if price pushes up a little higher, then this will turn green. Reason why I know that is because price was already bullish here. Price was already bullish. Price was already bullish over here above the pivots. We just need a continuation to the upside. The ATR here is starting to drop. You can see it's now at 14. It's not a good thing. We need it to be above 15 for us to take entries here. So if it stays at 14 and an entry comes up, I'm not going to take the entry. It's not worth the risk. Volatility is just too low. It's not really, it's not worth taking right now. Andrew said, hopefully get one today, set out yesterday, twiddling my fingers. Yeah, no, for sure. Me too. Andrew, I'm hoping we get one here. Okay, so here goes a push up that we were looking for. The ATR is still kind of low, but it's still working in our favor right here. So I need price to push up slightly. I need it to retrace down a little bit, and then I'll be looking for entry. But price needs to push up. If it doesn't push up, the ATR is going to go down, and it's not going to be beneficial for us. So we need price to push up a bit higher from where it's currently at, retrace down slightly, and then I'll look for entry. So this looks good right here. I like this candle. All right, this is perfect. We're now looking for the retracement right here. If price retraces down like my markup over here, then we may be able to take possible entry right here at this level, which is going to be the 70 mark. The ATR is shifting between 14 and 15, so it's not great, but I mean, it'll do the job if necessary. So we need a red candle here. If there's no red candle, we'll just keep following it up, and then we'll follow the next retracement when we have that opportunity. So if this here closes red, my entry is going to be right here, guys. I'm going to put a pending limit order right there at 35,570. And then I'll just wait for it to fill, and then we'll follow it and see where it ends up going. 7-11 right now, so we still have some time before the news event, but it's getting closer to it. So we're going to need to get into this position as soon as possible if we can. Okay, this is tricky. I don't know if this was a red candle or not. Yeah, it's a little too tricky. I'm going to wait for this next candle over here. If this candle closes red, then I'll put my entry at that point. Ken says green, Daniel says green. There's no entry right here. So we can't take entry until there's a retracement. The retracement is still right here. The ATR is starting to die down a little bit. It's at 14. I'm hoping it picks back up. 712 right now. Volatility is just slow. So you can see how slow the market's moving. That's why we want the ATR to be at 15 or above. Because when it gets below 15, the market is not moving at all. It's just dead for the most part. This is kind of how it was yesterday. It's kind of trash. But yesterday it was worse. It was like 12 like the entire day. Like it didn't even get up to 14. All right, this is fine. If this is the case, then we're going to keep riding it up higher. Entry is no longer at 70. Nice. Rashida said she caught the V1 on the 5-minute TP for 25 points. Yeah, so Rashida over here, she actually took the V1 variation from down here. ATR was at 27. She actually could have wrote it up for a little bit higher, but it's all good. 25 is good. I'll take 25. But yeah, Rashida over here took this V1 variation, double body. Oh, it's right here actually. 28 actually. So it's still technically, I mean, this should probably continue pushing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it continues pushing up even further. So nice work right there, Rashida. All right, we still don't have opportunity for entry here just yet. ATR is very low. It's at 13 now. So I don't think I'll be looking to take any entries at this point, guys, but there's technically a trade running over here that Rashida identified. V1 variation that came up. Yeah, just full TP right there, Rashida, for 28 points. So that's a pretty nice push right there. You guys can see this is how you can use the ATR to your advantage. So the ATR is at 28, V1 variation came up right there, played out perfect, straight to TP. Van Harwig said, I should have pulled. I was following your analysis. Chrissy said, I think I caught that too. It's just so many strategies. I can't remember them. I just know how to do it. Yeah, Chrissy, there's a lot of strategies. So like, you know, well, Chrissy's been here for a long time too. So Chrissy's one of our older members. She was here from the beginning as well. She took a break, came back, and now she's killing it. But yeah, you know, like for myself or like for a lot of you guys, I don't even really think about the strategy names anymore. I just know what the patterns look like. So if you guys ever just show me a pattern or tell me that you see a pattern, I can usually just tell you what strategy it is. Because a lot of these strategies line up with the same type of entry, V1 variation right here. And then also the other entry we were looking for over here on the 1 minute, which was the momentum pullback scalp. Yeah, Chrissy said a real OG. Yeah, you know, Aaron was on here yesterday. I don't know if he's on here right now. Aaron's just a little shy. He was in the background. He was just watching us and listening to our analysis, but he was on here yesterday because he called me like right after the live session. I don't know why he doesn't just type in the chat. Yeah, I know, right? Chrissy said, yeah, you should have said something. Yeah, I didn't even know he was on the chat until he messaged me after. All right, so there's no other entries right now, guys. I mean, prices. The ATR is very low over here on the 1 minute, so there's nothing for us to take here. The V1 over here is pretty nice. There's technically opportunity for entry right here for a buy, but there's a pending sell signal right there. So if the sell signal closes, actually, it's not going to be any entry there. It never really came down to fill either. All right, so Chrissy got some profits over here, 107 off that trade. Nice work, Chrissy. Solid profit off that right there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a funky market right now, guys. So just be careful if you guys are looking to trade anything right now. The ATR is too low. It's currently at 14. So the volatility is pretty low right now. It's not really pushing too much. I wish I saw that V1 variation over here because the V1 variation over here was actually pretty solid. The ATR was at 16 when this V1 came up. So it's actually one that I would have taken. But we'll, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see where this ends up going. Kip said market's gonna catch fire just after we get off the live. New rule. I know that's kind of what's been happening lately. If you guys followed yesterday, the market was pretty much dead the entire live session. As soon as we got off, all the liquidity got wiped out. It doesn't always happen that way though. It happens a lot, or actually it doesn't really happen a lot. It happens occasionally, but it's been happening lately. Let's see, Maria's asked, or Martha's asking, in a good way or a bad way. I mean, not really any way specific, Martha. It's just the market's been kind of slow lately. So it's moving fishy because it's not moving how it usually does. Usually during New York session, this thing's pretty high. It's like ATRs like at 20 all throughout the day. Lately it's been kind of slow. You can see over here it's now at 14. So, and you can just see from like looking at the candles here, the candles aren't really moving too much. So yeah, I can't really say whether it's like, in a good way or a bad way, because this is summer. So summer is a little bit unpredictable, but it's just lately for the past 2 days, the market's been very slow. For like Monday, it was okay. Yesterday was really slow. Friday, like all last week was fine. I think a lot of people are waiting for the Fed decision. So if you guys are not familiar with today's news, today's Fed day, it's Wednesday. So I think a lot of people are just sitting out of the market until the Fed speaks at 11. So today at 11, we have the FOMC statement, federal funds rate, FOMC press conference. Like it's just Fed day today. So a lot of people are just being a little careful and waiting for the Fed news to come out, because they're going to be releasing increase in interest rates. So I don't think they increased it last month, but you can see over here, they're forecasting to go up 0.25%. So it's 5.25 yet last month. This month, they're expecting it to be 5.50. They have to keep increasing interest rates, because if they don't, then we're going to go into a recession. So in order for them to combat recession, they have to increase interest rates. So with that said, they're expecting, like, this is not good for the market. If interest rates go up, price will probably go down. If interest rates go down, price will probably go up. But I mean, we'll see. So I think that's the main reason why the market's been moving like this for the past couple of days. Once the Fed week is done, next week is NFP, so volatility will probably pick back up. Let's see, tomorrow we have a lot of news too. We have advanced GDP, unemployment claims, advanced GDP, price index, etc. I think the market will pick up after today. So once the Fed news is released at 11, the market will pick back up Thursday, Friday. There's high impact news here, and the Fed news over here is going to be the catalyst for price movement. So I mean, it's really just being patient and waiting for those perfect entries. I mean, this is the key thing about trading. It's really just discipline. I've seen too many people who will profit with us during these live sessions, and they end up blowing their accounts right after the live session ends. So don't be that person, guys. Like, it's crazy. If I could literally, if I got paid for every person who ended up blowing their account on their own, like not following live session, I'd be rich. Because there's so many people where, like, for example, today I just posted everybody's profits, right? Like Patricia over here, she logged in 1,130, 1,080 on her second account, her third account total profit of 1,029. Like you can see all these profits here from this morning, but then I'm not going to say any specific person here or specific people, but there's some specific people who will like make profits like this, during the live session. And then as soon as we get off the live session, they end up taking a bunch of losses and they end up in the red. So they just end up, it's like a never ending cycle for some people. Like they'll make profit, they'll make like $1,000 during the live session. Then they trade after the live session, they lose that 1,000, they lose another trade. Now they're down 1,000. They keep doing the same thing the next day. They make 1,000, 2,000 on the live session. Then they lose 2,000 off the live session. By the end of the week, they've blown their account. So just stick to the game plan, guys. If you guys want to be consistent, just stick to the live session. I know it's hard because you guys start to get greedy once I'm not on the live. Like a lot of people say that I'm like the voice behind their head. Like whenever they're thinking about taking a bad trade, when I'm on the live and I'm telling you not to take a trade, it kind of forces you not to take the trade. But when I'm not there telling you not to take the trade, I mean, you guys are like open to take whatever comes up. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys want to be consistent, just stick to the live sessions. Once you're good enough to trade on your own, then go ahead and trade on your own. But right now, you guys should just stick to the live sessions. Because if you guys look at the results from like the past, like just this whole year, if you guys only stuck to the live session trades, you would have passed challenges and you would have been consistently profitable this entire year. Looking at all of our trades for this year so far, We had 103 wins and only 16 losses for this entire year. So if you can just pull a couple wins from these live sessions and not lose, and you'll be perfectly fine, right? You're up you should be up like 65% this year so far. It's not like 100%, but it's like 65. That's enough to pass a couple challenges, right? Because you only need 10% to pass. So, I mean, if you guys can stay consistent and just stick to these live sessions, I think you guys will be perfectly fine. But until then, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to remain consistent. All right, so we have a retracement over here. Obviously, there's no entry for us right now. ATR is still very low. It's at 13 right now. It's a big spike in price right here. So yeah, there's a trade right here that ran. It just went full TP right there. I didn't take it because the ATR is too low. It's at 13. But there was another entry that came up right here. Price came down, spiked, would have filled the order, and would have went straight to TP right there. I don't know if anybody caught it, but that's an entry right there. Price pushed up, retracement candle right here. Entry would have been down at this level. This candle right here spiked down, filled the order, and would have went straight to TP right there. So if you guys caught that, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Not counting it as a trade because I didn't take the trade, of course. Only counting the ones that I'm taking specifically. All right. So we're getting this weird price movement, but we need to get some volatility here. Hopefully we get some volatility soon, because if not, it's going to be another slow market close for us. ATR is currently at 13 right now. I'm hoping it picks up a little bit. But again, if not, I'm not going to force anything here, guys. There's no need to force any trades here, especially during a market like this, where there's not really much, going on. All right, so we got some more profits over here from Miriam. Miriam locked in a total profit of 5,760 for the day. Nice work, Miriam. Nice profit on this one right here. Let that one run pretty solid. Let's see, we got Lila over here. Lila said live session rocks. Total profit of 1,230 for the day. Nice work, Lila. All wins. So solid work right there. Looks like she took the breakout right here, or two breakouts. Looks like she took liquidity as well, and a couple more trades here as price continued to move along. She locked it in pretty solid. So great work right there, Lila. We also have Surin over here. Surin locked in a total profit of 1,231 on his first account, all wins. His second account over here, total profit of 1,186, all wins as well. And here goes his third account, total profit of 130 for the day. Looks like this is his personal, and then FTMO is over here. So nice work, Surin. All right, thanks, Rashida and Martha. We have a buy signal right here, but it's right before news. So I'm going to wait for news to pass a little bit, and then I'll look for possible entry here. But yeah, buy signal did come up, so this is a good thing for us right here. We're now just waiting for price to retrace down. Or we're waiting for news to pass, actually. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for news here to pass. Once news passes, we'll be able to look for some sort of entry here. Looking over here at the technicals are now bullish on the shorter time frames, and they're bullish on the higher time frames as well. So we'll put bullish here for long term. I'll put bullish neutral. Fundamental bias over here. Still pretty flat. It's at 0 for the most part. So neutral for that. And retail sentiment over here has dropped 1%. So you can see over here, retail sentiment's now at 79% short. Looks like 1% of those retail traders either got scared and pulled out, or they just got stopped out. Looks like they probably got stopped out because price started to push up a bit higher right there. So, all right, guys, we're just going to wait for this news candle over here to pass at 7:30. And then from there, we'll start looking for some possible entries. ATR is currently 13 right now. So I'm waiting for that to pick up a little bit, but we'll see if there's still some stuff that we can take at the moment. The thing with this, guys, is that we're still profiting really well during the summer. So if you guys can profit during a summer market, like consistently, you can profit in any market. So if a lot of you guys are just starting to trade here in the summer market, this is actually really good practice for you because this is teaching you discipline not to take any dumb trades, right? The thing with this is that we have time to really think about it because the market's moving so slow. When the fall comes around, the market's going to pick up and you're not going to have time to really think. You're going to have to get into those positions because if you don't, you're going to miss them. So yeah, if you guys are learning during the summer and if you guys are able to profit during the summer, because if you guys look around, there's not a lot of people who are really profiting like we do, like consistently. There's people who are profiting, but they're like, there's a lot of ups and downs for them because they don't really have the discipline to wait for these entries. So I think what summer does is it teaches you a lot of discipline and consistency with your trading. You know, like a lot of people commended me yesterday because a lot of people were posting profits, but I didn't take anything until after the live session because I was disciplined to wait for the ATR to pick up. So it's the same thing with this right here, right? We're just waiting for the ATR to pick up a little bit. Volatility is very low. And we're pretty much just waiting for this here to play through. Rashida said 52 on the 1 minute. Yeah, no, you're on the one hour. So Rashida said she was on the 1 hour time frame. I was like, yeah, what is she talking about? Because I was looking over here and I was like, it's pretty, like, it's not really added yet. But she was on the 1 hour time frame. It's all good, Rashida. It happens to the best of us. That happens to me sometimes too. Like that's why I have to have this on my screen because if I don't have the time frame on here, I can easily be on the 1 hour as well. It actually looks really nice on the 1 hour over here. Back to the 1 minute, price is pushing back up. ATR is starting to pick up slightly. It's currently at 13 right now. Here goes a news candle. All right, so we could finally clean this up. I don't like having the news markup right there because it kind of makes the chart all messy. All right, so we got the news candle right there marked up, or yeah, you have the news marked up right there. Let's see, Rick is asking, when answering your questions next, how do you get the time frame in the middle of your screen? So if you want the time frame on your screen, you just need to go to your settings. So you go to your settings over here, or you just right click, go to your settings. You go to watermark right here, and then it'll come up. Click OK, and it'll be set to your chart. That's how you can get it right. Just on your settings and watermark. Yeah, no problem. I think it's helpful because like sometimes you don't realize you're on a different time frame. Like I think before when we used to trade on like the 3 minute time frame, that's what would throw people off sometimes because the 3 minute looks like the 1 minute sometimes, or sometimes it looks like the 5 minute. I mean, if you look here, if you look at the 1 minute and the 5 minute, they look very similar. They don't look too crazy, like too different from each other. So it is easy to get them confused. All right, so we got price bouncing around this area right here. If this becomes the case and we have an entry here, or we get a retracement here on the 5 minute, this is kind of a big push though. So the volatility is very low. I don't think I would go for this full 26, guys. I probably would only go for the 10 personally. I mean, you can go for the 26 if you like, but I think the volatility here is just way too low, or I wouldn't really feel comfortable taking, you know, the full move there. Also, it's gonna be a new high as well. That this price area hasn't really been broken yet. So we have some time here for retracement. Actually, I wouldn't take this entry here because if this pulls back, the entry would have to be down here and it's a little too far below. All right, we're just waiting for the volatility to pick up. This is kind of like how it was yesterday, but today is more, it's reasonable. So the ranging movement today is more reasonable because we have the Fed speaking later today. I could already expect a lot of people not wanting to trade until 11 o'clock. So a dead market today is more expected than it was yesterday. Yesterday was just very weird. for the markets to be flat and super dead. Today, the market typically is dead. So if you guys have ever traded Fed Day in the past, Fed Day is every month. So it happens every month, usually the second or third week of the month. Fed releases the new interest rates, and usually the market's dead on a Wednesday. On that Wednesday specifically. All right, we're getting a retracement momentum signal over here on the 1. If that's the case, then we're gonna have to wait for another setup here to provide a buy signal. We have a possible entry here on the 5-minute. I'm gonna mark it up for you guys, but again, like I mentioned, I'm probably not gonna take this specific trade because the volatility is too low. And on top of that, it's pulled back a little too far. Actually, no. So for this right here, I probably would take this one. So we have 52 seconds right here. Actually, no, I wouldn't take it now. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the problem with this right here, let me just max in on the 5-minute. There's a couple bad things over here. There's a double body right here, which Rashida just mentioned as well. Thanks, Rashida, for the heads up. There's a double body right here. This is a reversal pattern. And then on top of that, price is pulling back to this level right here. So I'm probably not going to mess with this here, even though it'll probably play through. I'm not going to mess with it. It's too far anyways. At this point, I for sure wouldn't take it. At this point, I was kind of maybe okay with it, but down here, it's too far down because the sell signal might just come up at some point. So thanks, Rashida, for the heads up. And there goes the sell signal that we were just talking about. All right. This market sucks. This market sucks, but it's expected for today. All right, so back to the 1-minute over here. If we get a buy signal, then we can possibly have room for entry, but it's just the market for today, guys. This FOMC. So guys, if you guys don't have to trade, don't like force anything today, because the last thing you want to do is be in a position like this is kind of what happened to like somebody yesterday. Like somebody hit me up yesterday, and throughout the entire session, I was telling people not to trade if they don't need to. And someone took a trade during the live session, like a trade that I specifically said not to take. And what happened was they were in that position for a long time. So let me see. And here's a range. I drew this range like about an hour ago when market opened, and you can see price is still ranging within this area. But anyways, yesterday, I specifically told you guys during the live session, like, don't take this trade. Market's going to range for a bit. They ended up taking a trade somewhere over here. And then what happened was they ended up holding on to that position for like, I think they took a V1 here. They took something like, it was a 1-to-1 entry though. I think they took, oh yeah. So they took at the 8 o'clock hour, they took the 1 hour entry. They took the 1 hour entry, and I was like, you guys should probably not take this entry here because it's going to take forever to hit. And what happened was they took it and they held on to this position. It's crazy. They held on to the position for like almost an hour, like 30 minutes. And when price pulled down right here, they got scared and they just pulled out, and they pulled out for a loss. And then price ended up going straight to TP. So guys, just keep in mind, if the market's going sideways, you don't want to hold on to the position for too long, because this trade's supposed to hit right away, right? If you're taking the hourly entry or the 1 hour entry, it's supposed to hit right away. When it goes down like this is kind of what throws people off, because when they see it in drawdown right here, they start to get really scared and they start to trip out. And at that point, they just pull out of the position instead of holding on to it. And then because in this situation, price can really just go either way, right? It'll spike down or it'll spike up. So it's either going to hit your TP or your stop loss. Unfortunately for this person, they pulled out early because they saw price coming down and they got scared. So when price was coming down, they just pulled out for a loss. But if they would have just held on to it, it would have hit their TP. The thing is, like, not everybody has the same trade psychology to hold on to a position for that long. So just just a heads up if you guys are thinking about taking trades right now. Because the thing is, it's only Wednesday, so we still have 2 more days in the market. The ATR here is very low, it's at 11. So I'm not even gonna bother looking for any trades right now because the ATR is so low. You can tell the volatility is just gonna be pretty much flat. And the same thing will happen again. If you guys take an entry here, so say for example, you take an entry and your TP stop loss is say like 300, right? You're gonna be holding on to this position for a long time because price is probably not gonna hit your TP or stop loss for a while. And for scalping, you want to be out of the position within a few minutes. If you're day trading, that's fine. You guys can hold on to the position for hours, right? For the entire session if you want. But for scalping, you don't want to be holding on to the position for more than, I'd say, 5 minutes max. So just just keep that in mind. I'm always looking out for your guys' best interest, guys. I'm not going to tell you guys not to trade if I don't think the market is good or bad. If it's bad, I'm gonna tell you not to trade. If it's good, I'm not gonna tell you not to trade. I'm just gonna say to be careful, right? Right now, I'm saying like this is probably not a good time to trade at all because the volatility is so low. The thing is, volatility is gonna be high tomorrow, so I think there's gonna be a lot more opportunities for us to take trades here. So back to the 1 minute over here, there's no direction. You can see price is below the pivots. I mean, the trend meter is green, but price is below the pivots. There's no buy signal. Looking over here on the 5 minute. Price is still retracing down super hard, but the volatility is still a little too low. It's currently at 11 right now. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up the possible entry. So the possible entry was supposed to be right here, right? At actually right here. ATR is at 27. So this trade's technically still running. If anybody was in this position, the trade's still technically running right now. But you guys can see how the volatility is super low. I'm not in this position here. I was just going to mark it up to show you guys where the entry would have happened. There was a buy signal here. Actually, I take that back. I wouldn't have taken the entry here because this candle is too far below. You would need actual direction push to the upside. So for the 5 minute over here, there's a buy signal right here. You need price to push up, retrace, and continue. So the entry would have to be somewhere above this area right here, because this is where the buy signal came up. If you enter down here, there's no direction to the upside. Price is actually going down. So there's still opportunity for entry here on the 5 minute, but we need price to push back up. So there's no sell signal that's come up here. There's a pending sell signal, but it hasn't closed yet. So if this here pushes up higher and does that without a sell signal, if there's no sell signal here and price pushes back up and retraces, then there's still opportunity for entry right here. We can still take entry at this point, but we don't have that right now. So until we get that, we're just gonna have to sit tight for a bit. All right, Daniel. Daniel said, I'm good for the day. Have a good day, everyone. Definitely, Daniel. We'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, so we're getting close to 8 o'clock, guys. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I typically don't answer questions during the live session, but I'll answer questions now because we have a lot of downtime here. The ATR is dropping even lower. It's now at 10. So I'm definitely not looking at taking the entries right now. We need it to be above 15, and it's nowhere near that. It's currently at 11 right now, so it's not looking good at all. All right. So let's go over here to the clean chart. So as you guys can see from the clean chart, I've drawn the structure, about an hour ago on market open. Price is still going back and forth between these two structures right here. I mean, it's just going back and forth, not really much direction. I wouldn't be surprised if price comes back down and bounces right off it. So here's a clean chart. Here's liquidity. You can see price isn't really doing too much. Liquidity already got hit over here. So next level of liquidity is way up here, which is like 1,000 pips away. I don't think that's going to get hit right now or anytime soon. Lower level liquidity is still pretty far. It's about like 2,000 pips away down here. Let's see, Andrew said we'll continue to twiddle till tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Sean. Definitely, Andrew. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So yeah, if you guys don't have to take any trades, guys. So here's the thing: you guys really don't have to take any trades. There's no more trading limit on FTMO. There's no more trading limit on any funding company, really any of the bigger funding companies. So realistically, you guys don't have to force any trades today. There's no 30-day limit. So you can literally take an entire month, if not longer, to pass your challenge. The thing is, if you guys are taking losses, it's going to take you longer than that to pass your challenge. If you guys would just have the discipline to not trade when the market's not giving you what you need, then you guys would just keep stacking wins, right? So for this week so far, you guys can see that I was a little careful with my entries. So for the week so far, I'm currently up 6,380 on my FT1 number 1 account. I have no losses this week. Here's my FT1 number 2 count, total profit of 5,380. Here's my MFF number 1, MFF number 2, and MFF number 3, total profit of 1,490 per account. So with that said, guys, I mean, you guys can see if you guys are disciplined enough to not trade, your profits will just keep adding up, right? I mean, if you do the math here, like, I mean, I've only taken a couple of trades this week. So 63.80, 53.80, 14.90, 14.90, 14.90. This is just from my FTMO and MFF. This is not including my top step. So I'm up about 16,000 for the week so far. I've only taken, let's see, I've taken one trade today. I took one trade yesterday. And that's it. I've taken 2 trades this week, right? I've only taken 2 trades, and that's my profit for the week. So you guys can see if you guys are disciplined enough to just trade only when there's quality entries, I mean, your profits will add up. It's just a matter of time until they add up. I've only taken 2 trades. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I mean, if I see something good, I'll take the trade, but right now there's nothing good. Obviously, you guys can see the ATR is super low. It's at 11 right now. It's just not worth the risk. Because the thing is, like, say, for example, if I took a loss right now, then this would set me back, right? So if I took a loss right now, I'm up 6,000 on my main FTMO account. If I took one loss right here, then I'd be up about like 1,000 or 2,000. It could set me back a bit. But for me, I'm good at just being disciplined and not taking a trade. So let's see. Vince is asking, would I have taken the V1 at 736? Let me scroll in real quick. Let's just go back to that right now. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. I mean, bias is, I don't know if the overall bias, but I mean, retail sentiment was obviously bullish, but fundamentals here were they've been neutral, if not red. So this wouldn't be part of the bias. Let's take a look at technicals over here. So I wouldn't have taken it, Vince. The technicals here are they're too neutral. So over here on the 1 minute, it's pretty much your entry would happen right here, right? Right there. It'd be right between the pivots. So the 1 minute over here, you can see it's pretty much neutral. It just doesn't look good enough for me to want to take the trade. Like you need a very clear bias to take a trade there for a V1 variation, right? So the higher time frames over here are pretty much neutral too. You can see prices in between the pivots, 4 hours bullish, but the 10 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, they're in between. It's not enough for me to take the entry. So for me personally, I wouldn't have taken it. There's like, I would need at least like one other big confirmation. So right here, obviously this has been bullish, but this is for a bigger move, like a long-term push to the upside. The fundamentals over here have been pretty much right down the middle the entire day. So this wouldn't be of use to us. And then the technicals over here, they just aren't that good either. So for me personally, I wouldn't have taken events. But you know, this is a trade that would, it's a very tricky one because it depends on like how you look at the bias. For me, I'm like looking for only the highest quality trades. So I wouldn't even take Like I wouldn't take a glance at it unless I had like a very strong bias at that time. Like if this happened up here, like say for example, we got the V1, but it was like up here, then yeah, I would take the trade. But it was like down here. So the short-term technicals were actually not that strong, in my opinion. All right. Yeah, exactly. Vincent gotcha. So it wasn't a valid entry. Yeah, exactly. Because you need to have like a lot of things checked off. Like for example, we have retail sentiment, but the fundamentals are pretty much neutral, if not bearish. Short term is pretty much, I mean, right now it's still neutral. And long term is also neutral as well. So you don't really have that bullish bias that you're looking for. All right, guys, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I just don't see anything for us to take here, unfortunately. Price is pushing up a little bit here on the 5, but the volatility is still very low. If you guys can see the ATR down here, it's at 10. 10 is like very, very low. Because the thing is, if your TP is at 10, then that means that the market it might take up to 14 candles for your TP to get hit, which is a long time. That's like almost 30 minutes. Like that's half of 30 minutes. You typically want your TP to hit within 5 minutes, but if the ATR is so low and your TP is probably not going to get hit for like another 14 to 30 minutes, then it's not really worth the risk because it's no longer a scalp at that point. It turns into a day trade. Let me scroll up real quick. Question from Ben Harwig. Ben Harwig said old contracts from FTMO are still limited. Sorry, Ben Harwig. What do you mean by that? The old contracts with FTMO? If you're talking about the funding contracts, I still have my old contract with FTMO, if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about lot sizes, the lot sizes are, I don't think they're limited. With your lot size, I know MFF is limited. Like for MFF, you can only take 100 lot, but for FTMO, I'm still taking 200 on that because I'm on a 200 account. So what I might do is I might shift over to well, eventually I'll probably just split my account into four 100K accounts so that I can just take 100 lot instead of a 200, because then it'll just evenly apportion my lot size and profits, so that it can take the same amount of risk on my MFF, because my MFF is capped at 100 lots. All right, so the ATR isn't really picking up too much. All right, guys, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock. If there's any more questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to wrap this up. I don't want to stay on here because if I stay on here, you guys are going to be tempted to take a trade. And the volatility is still low. Looks like market is moving, but it's not really moving too much. The ATR is still down at 10 points. So it's not really worth the risk right now. Because this is what might happen. Say, for example, price retraces down a little bit and you take your entry right here. This thing just might go sideways for a long time. Like price will come down, fill your order, and then I'll just go sideways a bit, go down, go up, and then finally probably hit your TP eventually. But at that point, you're going to be super stressed out and you're going to regret taking the trade. So that's the last thing you want to do. The last thing you want to do is take a trade and regret that you're taking it because the volatility is so low. The volatility is extremely low right now. It's at 10 points. I think the market will be pretty much slow for the next couple hours until the FOMC statement comes out, because I think a lot of people are they're just sitting on their hands right now waiting for that news to come out so they know which direction to trade it in. That news is going to be a catalyst. So like once that news comes out, price is either going to push up or down, depending on where the interest rate's sitting. They're forecasting the interest rate to be higher. So if that's the case, I think price will drop slightly and then it'll pick back up. So let's go over here real quick, my FX book. So this is kind of what I see happening, and I'll mark it up for you guys so that you guys have an idea. So you can see over here, they're forecasting it to go up to 1.25%. So I'll just give you guys a little thought of like how this is going to play out. So the Fed news is coming up right here at 11. I think price will just keep going sideways for a bit. I think news will come out and it'll be bad, so it'll drop. It'll have like maybe a spike down, not a super spike down, but maybe a spike down. And then it'll probably just consolidate here for a bit, and then it'll come right back up to stop everybody out. In my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. They're just going to screw everybody over. They're going to go sideways for a bit, and then they're going to shoot all the way up to stop everybody out. And you know why I know that is because retail sentiment here is so high. They're not just going to drop price down and give everybody here some free money, right? They're not going to do that. They're going to drop it down a little bit so more people will chase on this. This might go up to like 85% by tomorrow. So what might happen is like the news will come out negative for the Fed, and then they might drop price slightly to lure in some sellers, and they'll go sideways for a bit and spike price right back up just to stop everybody out. So if you guys are following this number right here, I think by 11, this number is going to increase maybe to like 80, 82, even 85 in some instances, if a lot of people chase to sell. Because if the interest rates goes up, it's not good for the economy. Obviously, it's going to be horrible for the economy, because at that point, people can't buy homes, people can't buy cars, people can't pull loans for anything really. If the interest rate just keeps going higher and higher. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, there's a bigger scheme to everything here. It's not necessarily, I mean, they're expecting the rates to go up, but they have to go up. But there's nothing that can stop it from going up, because, or what will happen is it'll just stay flat. It'll either stay flat or it's going to keep going up. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I see happening in the next couple hours or so. So let's see. CJ said I'm good with my profits for the day. Going to catch a movie. See you guys tomorrow. All right, CJ. Other than that, guys, if there's any other questions here or any more profits that you guys want to send in, you know, feel free to send them in, and then we will we'll cover them before we get off this live. So we have Johnny over here. Johnny said taking my 1.5% profit and logging off for the day. He's up 3% for the session. Happy Wednesday, definitely. Johnny logged in a total profit of 1,573 for the day. So nice work right there, Johnny. We've got Paul over here. Paul locked in a total profit of 510 for the day. He said he took the liquidity for a partial and missed the momentum pullback, but he's good for the day. We got Nathan over here. Nathan said he took the second trade when the ATR was low, but the strategy still works, just took a little bit longer. So Nathan over here took the trade that we just mentioned. Took a little bit of a while for it to hit, but it did hit. You can see his green strips over here for the full TP, total profit of 2,060 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. Full TPs for both of his trades. We've got Dijon over here. Dijon said took the V1 that popped up a few minutes ago, and now he's done for the day. He said his TP stop loss, but it never shows, so it scared him a little bit. Dijon here locked in the total profit of 304 for the day on his Top Step account. Took that V1 for a full TP. We also have Kevin over here. Kevin locked in a total profit of 11,110 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Kevin. Yeah, solid work, guys. You guys did pretty good. Let's see, question from, let's see, Shiv said, good stuff. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Shiv. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Ross is asking, how do you get the ATR number to show? So what you need to do is have this, your indicator tab turned on at all times, Ross. So if you have the indicator, the ATR down there, yours probably looks like this. It's probably blank, right? If it's blank, just turn this, click this drop down, and then it'll show up right there on the bottom. If you don't have anything down here and you want to add the indicator, so I'll just take it off and I'll show you guys how to put it on. So you go to indicator list, ATR, and then you add it to there, and it'll show up right there on the bottom. It's pretty much how you set it up. Perfect. All right. So I think those are all the questions for today, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow.